Moin! This video will probably be a bunch of misinformation, but we'll give it a try. Anyways, my name is Mace. I'm coming to you from North America, the northern part, the good part. I'm in Canada, in British Columbia. Loving it here. Hope you guys get a chance to get out here. I hope to get to Germany soon, sooner than later anyways. That was the whole idea of the title of my channel, right? Like, it was originally until I go to Germany. Now I changed it to until we go. I might just change it again to like just Macy. Might be a time for a change. Weird German culture shocks every American should be aware of. Let's see if I'm aware of these ones. Let's see if they're accurate or not. A lot of the time these like list videos are full of inaccuracies. Hopefully this one's not like an AI. I'm just gonna hop into it. Let's do it. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Leave a comment down below. Love y'all. Let's do it. Do it.
If you are traveling to Germany soon, Auf Wiedersehen. But if you're an American, get ready for some culture shock, because the Germany you have seen in the movies may be nothing like what you will experience in person. So, let's look at 8 cultural shocks
Damn it, it is an AI.
Americans should be ready for when they visit Germany for the first time. German culture shock number 1. Germans do not like to engage in small talk or other pleasantries with strangers. Ask a German how they are doing, or make a...
I mean, who does, to be honest? I don't like engaging... I will never engage in small talk with a stranger. I'll engage in small talk with, like, colleagues at work. You're usually engaging in small talk when you're in situations where you have to, like, wait for something else or, like, wait for an activity. Or you end up spending time with somebody that you just don't have any chemistry with for whatever reason. That used to happen at one of my old jobs. Like, I had certain colleagues that I got along really well with, and we would shoot the shit all day long. Like, we would have a great time. But shifts with other people would be like pins and needles. Like, you would hear a pin drop because it's like we have nothing to talk about.
comment on the weather,
So-
and you will get a chilly reception. And it's not because Germans are stuck up or rude people.
Of course not.
They just don't share the Americans' need for idle chatter. Asking someone how they are doing is a personal question. And as the Germans are completely straightforward and detailed in their answers, this is not an appropriate question coming from a complete stranger. When riding a train in Germany, it is best to keep your feet off the seats and your thoughts to yourself. German culture shock number 2. Germans are strict rule and law followers. For example, Germans only cross the street in the crosswalk, and only when the light says it's safe to go.
I feel like this one is BS. Do Germans only cross the street at the crosswalk? I don't know, maybe
They never litter, always recycle, and
they never litter. Of course there's somebody in Germany that's littered. Like, come on, dude. I guess these are just like generalizations, I suppose.
obey the other common courtesies that allow over 81 million people to live peacefully together in a country half the size of Texas. So, if you do something like put your feet up on the empty seat of a commuter train to stretch your legs, someone will scold you to behave.
Yeah, she's not stretching her legs, and that's stupid. Like, people, of course, don't put your feet on the seats. Number one, somebody might need to sit there. And not to say that train seats are going to be like the most cleanliest place ever, but you also could have dirt and grime on your shoes, and it's just rude.
Yourself. And many Germans speak perfect English, so you will understand exactly why they are reprimanding you for being so ill-mannered. German culture shock number 3. Although the Germans are a nation of rule followers, oddly enough, there are no rules when you are waiting for your turn in line. So you may be surprised when you are standing in what you think is a line to purchase something and someone cuts right in front of you. The same thing will happen if you decide to drive on the highway, if you don't drive aggressively enough. No one understands why such a country of rule followers turns to the every man for himself approach when it comes to waiting in line. But don't bother saying, "I was here first." All of a sudden, no one speaks English.
I mean, there has to be some sort of queue system. I feel like this video is really...
German culture shock number 4. Germans have a completely different sense of social norms than Americans. For example, nudity in Germany is not linked with sexuality, but rather a sense of freedom. Loosely translated, it's called free body culture, and most public nudity is generally considered to be acceptable by 72% of Germans. Nude public saunas, beaches, campgrounds, hiking trails, and pools are all common here.
Nude hiking trails? Sorry, I'm just like imagining somebody in hiking boots. They're nude except hiking boots and a backpack. Nude hikers. Okay, I don't know about that. But yeah, the overall point of this one is the differences in cultural norms when it comes to nudity in the USA versus Germany, or North America for that matter, versus Europe. More so, it would probably more aptly put, America's totally fine with blowing somebody in half on screen for 8-year-olds to watch. But if there's like a flash of boob on the screen, they'll like cover their kids' eyes and, go complain to the manager.
And don't be surprised if you see mixed gender changing rooms. As well, you may see partial or full nudity in public parks and other places.
Don't say mixed gender changing room. Mixed gender changing room around a right-wing conservative. They will have a conniption. Their brain will short circuit.
Keep in mind, however, if someone takes off their clothes in public or invites you to a nude sauna, this is not an invitation to stare or make any kind of physical contact. To do so would be shocking to them. Speaking of which, that's another thing Germans do not like. People who get within an arm's length of their personal space. German culture shock number 5. The use of credit cards and debit cards is frowned upon by the Germans, and most local shops and restaurants won't take them as a method of payment. So while you may be in the habit of using your debit card or smartphone to pay for everything in the United States, get used to carrying cash in Germany, which means the first thing to learn about Germany is where the cash machines are located, as you will be there often. But the fun of carrying cash doesn't stop there. Germany uses the euro as a currency, and the smallest paper note is 5 euros. So get ready to carry lots of really heavy coins that are the equivalent of Germany's $1 and $2 bills. German culture shock number 6.
What is it?
All businesses close early in the evenings, and for the entire day on Sundays. If you have any banking or shopping to do, make sure you do it early on the weekdays or on Saturday, because on Sunday, everything is closed.
Not every business, though. Like, there's still... We've talked about this one before. There's still, like, gas stations and various other places that are going to be open. Restaurants on Sundays, right?
Americans describe many German cities as post-apocalyptic ghost towns on Sundays.
What?
As post-apocalyptic, everything is closed. Americans describe many German cities as post-apocalyptic ghost towns.
Do they? Do a lot of Americans describe German cities as post-apocalyptic ghost towns? I think that's this video.
On Sundays, as everything is shuttered and the streets are absolutely deserted.
I doubt it.
And don't bother with trying to find an all-night convenience store or gas station, because they simply don't exist. Not even if you have a pocket full of $2 coins.
No gas stations exist on Sunday or are open on Sundays?
German culture shock number 8.
To say the least.
Consensual sex and drinking alcohol are also viewed differently in Germany. The age of consent in Germany is 14 years old, and children are allowed to drink beer and wine on their own.
Why did you say the age of consent and then showed beer? Like, what? Age of consent to drink? Like, or the drinking age in Germany is 14. I'm confused with this video. It's giving my brain compartments and departments a big problem.
At age 16. So, if you decide to go to Oktoberfest, a younger age crowd takes on a whole new meaning. This is another situation where tourists need to be aware of how they handle themselves. Again, this is not a movie, and there are consequences when you don't practice self-control in a foreign country. Also, keep in mind that prostitution includes...
Who is this video for? This section in particular.
Aware of how they handle themselves. Again, this is not a movie, and there are consequences when you don't practice self-control in a foreign country. Also, keep in mind that prostitution, including brothels, is legal in Germany and regulated by the government. Socially speaking, though, this is frowned upon. So like many other unexplainable culture shocks you will experience in Germany as an American, this is certainly one of them.
Okay, this video is absolutely, for the most part, ridiculous. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on it, how ridiculous you thought it was, if you're a German person, and how kind of just the video seemed to me, anyways, on a viewing, seems to be wildly riddled with inaccuracies. Anyways, I just dropped a new album. I'm also a rapper and producer. You guys, some of you obviously know this. And yeah, new album called Majesty in a World So Grim just dropped yesterday. Everywhere that you stream music. You can find links in the description or search Macy on streaming. MAC3Y. Macy, Majesty in a World So Grim. All right, see you all soon. Peace out, my friend.